Okay, so I think we can begin with a recap. Primarily for Cap that wasn't here last time.
Yay!
Okay, so this last session wasn't super heavy on combat. I don't think there was not a single regular encounter. More or less, the session focused on trying to figure out what the fuck is with those insane dwarves.
Yep.
That I think you were present for that session, Cap. Fighting with those giant worms, protecting the
Yeah,
dwarves.
yeah, I was there for that at least. I almost was tempted. I kind of thought back and I said I should have let myself gotten swallowed just so I can embiggen inside the worm.
Oh, I'm suddenly reminded of fucking Ant-Man and Thanos.
The Ant-Man Thanos theory.
The Thanos me.
Fuck's sake. Anyways, so yes, there was like big discussion what to do with them. As the party was discussing, their drill of their like tank-like thingy exploded. So right now they cannot really drill back home underground. And Sasa, taking point in negotiations, pretty much wanted to get as much information out of them as possible and also try to get an in to the city of Iron Spark. And where currently everyone is that those dwarves and the Warforged Colossus are currently present, or rather residing at or near the Fallen Bastion, the place where you fought the Usurper. Because I should also mention that the Colossus started losing power. Because while on one hand Sasa was able to eliminate the malevolent influence of the light, Colossus is a big ass being, and its battery became more or less almost drained during the journey. Pastor, providing his spell slots, pretty much ensured that Colossus reached destination, and the way it's hiding, it's pretty much submerged itself below the surface of water. Because if you don't remember, the Bastion map did had biggest source of water around it.
A big mouth.
Yeah. So yeah, leaving Colossus and those dwarves at the Bastion, the rest of the party, I believe, teleported back to the City of Hope, because because the Fallen Bastion does have the fast travel point, as you can double check and confirm with the handout. Yeah, to the rest of the party, and the rest of the party they had a talk with the with Siderin, the custodian, about stuff. I'm trying to fucking remember what were the details of that.
We were told about the murder, that he killed the other council member.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he.
They got Dolan gave them all their something about the casework. I don't remember exactly what Dolan did, and then we settled on they need to step up their pace and just figuring out what the hell to do with the body and what to tell the city, because I can't hold it any longer. Essentially told them to get off their ass. Just in a nice way.
Yeah. Well, actually, I have a... Right. Okay, I remember, so basically this will be like a good explanation for why Dolan is not present. He's busy in the background going over some stuff with Captain Lastimosa. When Church will be present next time, I'll do a flashback to this, what is going on. Exactly. Oh yeah, and then generally speaking, I think it was like both in character and out of character. There's like this big discussion within the party, like regarding the dwarves. Why bother with them? And yeah, I think we had like not sure if you had time to think about this, JP, but I believe one of the things was that, yeah, you basically to give you like a week of being able to think over the ideas and like plans for what to do with those dwarves.
With the dwarves.
Yeah, because now I remember that you also use some spells on them to basically alleviate some of their worst neuroses and insanity. And while they are not fully sane, at least they will not be fully sane permanently. You bought enough time that you can like discuss things through. Although I will say that they will not be there forever and ever, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember if I'm missing anything else that's semi-important. Oh, right. So maybe explain the things that Samal mentioned, even though like that was like as an out-of-character thing. As a vision from something, Raikomo saw a tree of light, with the implication being that it is the tree of light that's present in your city, which then from around it, not an idea, a symbol and a vision of sickness, like disease started appearing and then slowly going towards the tree of light. That was that. And as for the ship, to explain, that was like a stinger for the end of the last session, and I believe I also explained it last time that this is not something that happens immediately right now. I only threw this in to basically give context to players for the very near future, because one of the big things regarding the discussion was how the citizens of Hope will react to the fact that, hey, there are survivors from, like, there's other bastion of light. I think that was the gist of it.
Yeah, I think so.
So we got a lot to deal with.
Kind of just waiting on JP's decision as far as Sasa goes, because that's what Raikomo's, I think, following suit. So, I don't know. Are we heading back or are we staying?
I was muted. I'm stupid.
Nah, you're
Um,
good.
Well, it depends on which group do we want to start. Do we want to start with like the people of the city or with us in the bastion?
I believe the action taken was that the party regrouped because you have the seat,
Oh,
the
right.
fast
We
travel
were gonna
point.
teleport, right?
Yeah, we could just teleport. Yeah,
Right.
or you guys could just teleport to us.
Whichever.
Um,
Well, not necessarily to us, because I think we've since split up. But you guys would be able to just teleport to the city generally.
Yeah.
also, didn't I ask Pastor to sending them to tell them to come back or something like that?
Yeah.
I'm
That's
pretty
why
sure
it
I
was
did.
yeah, it was that's why it was the question of what to do. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, well, once the party is all here, I will kind of just sit them down and obviously Dolan is not here, which was the primary force against the plan.
Mhm.
So I
mean,
wish I
if
could talk
you,
with him more about it, but
I mean, there are like two ways to go about it. One, that Dolan is present, so then you can, like, it's just a matter of relaying information to church, what Dolan heard. Or just saying that, yeah, Dolan became occupied with something else and he leaves that in your discretion. I don't know which way is better. It's really...
either way, I think I am going to explain my plan first. Before that, like I want to tell them on that. Obviously, Derp and I, not Derp and I, sorry, Pastor and I, have not found a lot of information about the construction of the Warforge just yet, right? We know that the Matrix was built somewhere on that scrapyard, but the place was destroyed by some kind of explosion. Probably from the same thing that powers the Matrix. But from the drill that the dwarves built, I sense the same kind of energy. Not the same one, but like not the exact same one, but similar. And I still would like to attempt to investigate a little bit. And I will ask everyone for your exact thoughts of, like, they promised to let me in their city if I show them mine, like where we're from too. And I don't plan on like showing them everything obviously, but parts of it at least. And perhaps my master can give me some answers on the story that the dwarves talk about, because they were like, oh, there was a story about this, blah blah blah. So I will personally go talk to the council if necessary and tell them that I'll be bringing someone from outside to my master for us to talk.
It's either that or you keep it completely on the down low and don't tell anyone that they're not from the city.
Yeah, like
Just be very, very covert about it.
The thing is that I think people are gonna like, it's like if you live in a smaller city, right? You kind of get the sense of like a lot of people, even if you don't meet them. So I assume they're gonna get like some eyes of, they're not from here, but
As you're talking about that, Sasa, you can give me, if you want, you can give me either insight or intelligence check.
I will do that. Because also there's other ways to get to the city besides, the front fucking gate. Like we know this for a fact.
Well, you are using one of those ways yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to imagine Pastor just thinking about how he essentially
Oh wait,
just
you are not.
walked through the
not-
front gate when he first came to
So
city.
I'm loading in. I'm loading in.
okay, because I just check that you're not. So I was like, okay, so what do you want me to roll? And sorry, what was it? I spoke over you.
Nothing. I was just saying that Pastor was just like thinking about how he essentially walked in the front gate when he first came to the City of Hope. Like, wasn't really questioned.
I think in that way, like to explain it, I think the most common thought, an idea that the people of Hope, City of Hope had, that if anyone reached their shores, so to speak, was that, especially in like previous years when like the War of Dusk was slowly winding down, and that hey, there might be survivors out there, but they don't like they only were thinking that they were like escaping from fallen bastions, like bastions of light that didn't survive and reach their source. So I imagine that was the same case for Pastor, like that he managed to somehow survive the fall of his previous home and reached a new one.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Like now
we
you know
know
I mean,
so
he
many
did-
people. We know so many people from outside the city. So many. So I don't know why there's so much worry about bringing new people.
Oh, because
especially
the
one
city
that
just had a whole thing of going into a riot because they're like religious zealotry. So seeing new people might set them off.
we
was
do
the
have
main
to-
concern.
We do have to remember that thanks to the quite literal fanaticism over the light and the falsehoods that it brings, that they aren't aware of, that it can result in some serious consequences.
All right. So with inside check of 20, you are able to tell that sure, the City of Hope is not a metropolis, but in recent weeks and months it managed to expand. And while still a lot of people know each other, it has stopped being a situation where everyone knows each other like a small village. So it would have been possible that, no one would realize that, hey, these are not the faces from that town. But with a 20, you also realize the bad news. The dwarves are not inconspicuous at all. Even with all the spells to heal their neuroses that you gave them, like, they stand out.
Yeah, so that's why my two ideas are either we sneak them into the city, to bring what's his name, my master and Slytherin, not Slytherin, freaking Seraph? No, not Seraph. I forget names. I'm sorry.
I'm not even sure
but
who are you thinking about.
The guy that we were talking about, whose memories we recovered.
Captain Lastimosa, Captain of the Guard.
Yeah, Lastimosa. Thank you. Bring Captain Lastimosa, my master, and like I don't know, like the Stata house. Talk about it, like the Maple Mansion. Or we can just meet at like the very edge of the second wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So-
either of those works. But yeah, I don't think we can just bring these guys just nebulously into the city without sneaking
Oh
them
no,
around.
No, not at all. That was never my plan. My
Yeah.
plan is just to have them give us information and show them a little bit of the city, but I don't want them to, know everything. At least
Mhm.
just yet. I want to know how they react first,
Yeah.
So,
I'll leave that up to you. But yeah, just got to
and
be
if
careful. 'Cause
possible.
we definitely did not root out all the lunatics in the city last time they had a
Oh
riot.
yeah, no, not at all. I would like, if possible, then teleport and get Lastimosa and my master on like the same page about that, and see if
Yeah.
we can meet outside the gates and have heart-to-heart conversation from two people from outside and the new dwarves and me that lost in all of this.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with doing that. Just wanted to ask if from player characters who would be present other than Sasa, apart from Sasa.
Yeah, who wants to be in the conversation, the reveal?
Pastor would definitely want to keep an eye on the dwarves.
Yeah, so do I.
I mean, a teleport there, but
I mean, actually, now that I think about it, regardless, me and Pastor have to be there because we're teleporting anyone else who wants to go there. Technically speaking.
I mean, are you talking about the
I'm not returning back home. That's what I personally.
Yeah.
I mean, using the
I don't
fast travel points doesn't cost you spell slots. It's basically
Yeah,
I didn't say it did.
the seeds. How they work is like basically they open pathway from. It's like transportation through plants mixed with teleportation circle. It's like flavored, plant flavored.
Okay.
Gotcha.
so yeah, that's why I'm like, we can just go to the fort and hide there and then teleport. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll do that. I'll be like, Master, outside the wall, like 3 hours. Can I just like that? Just be like really not telling him everything, except that I found dwarf from his city, and I want him to come talk to them, and can I see what he says to me? I got the hiccups. Sorry.
So just to make sure I caught this right, you do mention to him that you found different dwarves, right?
Yes, I'll tell them there are dwarves from your city that we had to rescue. And they seem to know about our clan. I would like for you to come with me for answers.
He lets out a long sigh and says, "Of course, fate would have it that I had to meet them last. I'm not gonna lie, I would have preferred if that meeting didn't happen in the first place. Let me guess, they were not exactly sane, were they?
Oh, of course not. Like you told me, they are out of their minds, but we managed to counteract them a little bit, and that's why I'm in such a hurry. So before they go completely crazy again, but I can explain more once we're there. I'll make sure nothing bad happens.
Give me persuasion check. Persuasion or charisma. if you don't have persuasion.
I don't have persuasion, but it's the same if I roll charisma, so I can just. Whoop.
Okay.
Ugh. Flash of genius. It's for a 13.
He is slowly gathering himself up, but he does ask a question. I left that life, I left that city for a reason, lass. I'm not sure if... What do you hope my presence will achieve?
I don't expect to achieve a lot besides learning more, but perhaps you can make more sense of what their crazy ramblings are, and I want us to know what exactly happened to your home after you left, if that makes sense. You seem to be very reserved about it, and well, you know that I cannot really sit still.
My dear Sasa, there are many reasons why I didn't want to reminisce about my former home. One of many being that City of Hope now is my home. And the people here are my people. But I see that you are... we are insisted on it. So I shall accompany you.
Thank you. I need to talk to Captain Lastimosa, but I'll be there a little before everyone arrives.
Alright. By the way, Captain, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think I caught you. I'm not sure if Ibrahim is also... will also be accompanying the... Sasa and the others when speaking with the dwarves, or not really?
I'll be there. I'm not gonna not be around my party. So.
Okay. Alright. Alright. Captain Lasosa merely has a single question. Actually, two questions. One, is it absolutely crucial that he's present? And two, how long will it take, because he is kinda busy? And you do realize that while he was called captain of the city guard, the city watch, when Protector Sarif was around, they kinda had this duality of power almost. And now pretty much the sole responsibility and command falls on Lastimosa's shoulders. So Sasa, how do you respond?
Sorry, say that again. I thought you were talking to Cap, like the last little bit.
Yeah, basically, Sasa, when you reach Captain Lastimosa, he basically has two questions for you. One, is it absolutely necessary that he's present? And two, how long will it take? Because he is very busy.
Absolutely necessary. Very possibly, I found people from outside. Are we alone? Are we alone? I forgot to ask this.
Yeah, sure. You can have a ask for privacy.
Yeah, I will tell him. I found people from another one of the bastions. Is it necessary? Very possibly, as they may have answers to some stuff that I really need to disclose to you later. And second, is it gonna take long? I expect it to take an hour or less.
And when you say another bastion, he's like, and Travis there like, me somehow surviving in the wilderness after their home finally fell to the dark. Kinda not getting the same fuck, what's the word I'm meaning to say? Basically, when you say, Sasa, when you say from other bastion, you mean like from another existing bastion city that still exists, survives.
Yeah, I
You
tell
don't-
him that
you-
they're
you
coming
don't-
from
you-
another.
Yeah, you don't need insight check to realize that, yeah, you see another bastion and he's like, oh, yeah, I guess they managed to survive the fall of their home and somehow survive all this time and found their way here.
No, I tell him no. They come from another thriving, living bastion, sir.
At this, he pauses, looks at you, takes a deep sigh, and okay, I freaked out at the information about the Colossus. I fulfilled my quota for freakouts for the several next bosses. Right, let's get to it.
I will lead them there. And kinda, I was hoping to be kinda like, hey, I'm gonna talk to them in like about like a pulse. You can all teleport here, and we'll be waiting, kind of deal. Also, I will ask Lastimosis will be better if it was on the Maple Mansion or the outskirts of the city.
Outskirts of the city. Well, they have patrols, and it's supposed to be have more eyes on the lookout in case of another attack.
Okay.
Your mansion works, Miss Sasa, if you are willing to play a host.
I am. To the mansion. To the mansion it is. We'll bring everyone. Choop, 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 choop.
Alright,
Oh,
so password. I'm not gonna be switching to the map. I don't have tokens for the dwarves. So yeah, between your skills, Lastimosa's cooperation, flash forward, you are assembled the way you
Night Watch assemble.
wanted.
All right. So once everyone is there, reunited, and we have our little chairs in a circle, like a AA meeting. I will speak up first, and I'm gonna say to the dwarfs, I'm gonna say, well, sorry if I cannot show you the city proper, but it's strange for other people to arrive here, which, you know, could gather some bad notions about you. So we're just keeping you here for a little bit, okay? So we can just all talk. This is Captain Lastinosa, and this is, and I will present my master, whose I swear name I forgot.
It is in the handout. Actually, to double check because I'm not sure how if the settings set properly. So when you go to like
Schematics? Oh, there we go.
personal handout, you do see the name for the handout, right? Like just below the picture, the name.
Yes, I forgot it was on the, because I'm so used to looking at the names on the characters, and the actors. But no, right, we have the dramatic thing, and yes, I can see the names.
All right.
So yeah, I will present them, and then I will say, before we start, I would like to ask you something, all three of you. Do you remember anything more about the story of my clan? Of, that we talk about?
Wait, what clan? But she's not a wolf, but no, that's her master. Yes, the famous Glimmerbeard. Yes, the famous famous for what? I mean, famous because famous.
I just give my master a look like, yeah, they are just out of their fucking mind right now.
Yeah, your master looks like between scowling and like he's permanently biting the most bitter lemon possible.
Yeah. If they don't remember, then I'll ask my master. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and yeah, your master, even before you speak up, he lets out a long, suffering sigh and says, as he like squints at the trio in front of him, says, I was our clan last, and well, the people of Iron Spark in general, they are not rich in magical powers. It was, as far as I remember, it was always that way, that we were engineers, industrialists, and we improvised and brought new things to mechanical life. But me and my clan, we wanted to, rather I wanted to just make something that brings joy, brings hope, that our name, the clan, well, it's and then he trails off and says, And it was going well last, but of course, as the war was raging, well, I do not know if what is the origin of this thing that my kin have. Is it because of the war? Is it because of the some other situation? But everything built and every idea brought to life, no matter how benevolent and peaceful at first, it's always twisted and warped into something more dangerous.
So out of character,
And
he's kind of saying that no matter how hard they try to make something good, it always comes out like twisted.
yeah, it's like not evil per se, but it's like he basically gives the dilemma of like, oh hey, I figured out atomic energy, so hey, like super efficient energy source, but on the other hand, atom bomb.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
So that's basically the vibe you are getting, and as he's like talking and reminiscing about that, you can pretty much like everyone that's present in this scene, because sorry, I got confused and I'm not sure if for this talk only Sasa is there or like everyone's assembled. Because I thought for a moment that yeah, those that accompany that other player characters would also accompany Sasa.
I could be wrong, but I believe Ibram and Raikomo are not there. But I don't know.
Okay, so
Okay.
instead, I'm gonna rephrase the question then in a simpler way. For player characters that are present in the scene, and if they want to, you can make insight check on Dolgir,
Alright.
aka the mentor dwarf for Sasa.
Yikes! That's a bad one.
Right. Yeah, Sasa, despite the fact that he is your master and you know him very well, this escapes your notice. However, Winona, maybe because, well, you are good at reading people and you are coming into this as a more of an outsider, having fresh perspective, you are able to pick up on the fact that as he's like talking about these doors, about his past and the city of Arneson Park, there are not often, there's like only like once or twice like flashes of something crossing his eyes of a different emotion, almost like an ember of like a spark, just for a blink and you miss it moment, like igniting in his eyes and then just like being snuffed.
Is this something that
It's not
he's
that.
like trying to hide, or is it just something he'd rather not talk about? Like, is it like what is he suppressing it because it's bad, or just because he doesn't want to talk about it?
With a 24, you are getting the idea that it's not like it's not a matter of like consciously hiding it. He's consciously keeping himself like as calm and steady as possible.
Okay. I won't like bring it up, but I can. I think message is non-verbal, where I can just shoot a message into someone's head, right?
I believe
It's-
so.
It's not that it's nonverbal. It's that it's you and only the other person can hear it, and that's it.
Yeah, I was more referring to its components because I don't.
Oh.
I seem to have misplaced it on my sheet, but that's okay. But yeah, no, I would inform Sasa of that using message. I'm not gonna like bring it up in the middle of this group because like I'm just an outside observer. I'll just let them know.
It's verbal, somatic, and material.
Okay, so there would be a verbal component, but yeah, I'll
But
still cast
then
it.
there's a matter of like verbal component, as in like.
It's like you say message in like an arcane.
Yeah,
word.
that's
like
what
you
I
say the arcane word of power.
You point your finger toward a creature within range and whisper a message.
Yeah.
So you just boink. It's not.
So yeah, with that message, Winona didn't have that. Yeah, you are able to deliver that, no problem. Winona didn't have that information, but after that message, Sasa, you are reminded of one thing that Dolgir did say to you in the past. I'm not sure if in this campaign or the first season, that the line between genius and insanity, I believe that was the quote.
Oh,
is
fuck.
thin.
Yeah, he's right. I remember that. I'm pretty sure it was the past season. Hmm.
Spark
Okay,
of
so-
genius and spark of madness are two sides of the same coin. And Dolgir still has the potential to relapse, especially when he's confronted by, well, his past.
Then I'm going to ask one last thing. I'm going to speak to him, to my master, and ask. So, there seems to be a story about the clan of why you left. If you could share it with us, that will be great. But you're not forced to if you think that it's gonna do more bad than good.
What is there to share? I finally had enough. I didn't want to live in town of crazes. I didn't want to lose myself. I didn't want to see any more of other members of my clan losing their minds, losing themselves in pursuit of some wild ideas. I wanted to innovate something good, something to build, to create, not only to destroy.
He is going to nod in silence, and then she's gonna say, "Very well. I know I just said the last question, but I did have another one. They had some sort of power source on their drill. They don't seem to know how it's built. I don't know if you have any insight on at least the name of the client that did.
the power source is powering the drill. The drill exploded, the power source did not, because if power
Yeah,
source exploded, then they would not be able to move the tank at all.
Yeah, I just want to know like the power source, where it was made of, or where it was. No, sorry, who made it? Possibly how it's made, but if not, who made it?
Okay, he very reluctantly takes a peek at it and is like, of course it had to be this.
I'm not forcing you to answer.
It's give me a second. As a DM, I'm trying to come up with, like, considering several options here for the answer.
Me just looking at my character sheet's like, I could cast Zone of Truth if it's so hard for him, but
Yeah, I'm gonna put it this way. Sasa is seriously putting a test on her relation with Dolgir.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, you don't have to answer. You don't have to answer. That's why I'm like repeating it. It's just like, I'm just asking to see if you want to tell me. If not, that's fine.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, give me a moment. My brain is blanking currently. And he finally says that this is a bastardized version of the idea that our clan and had as the city, as far as I remember, it's present in the mountainous area with some more or less active volcanoes nearby, and its underground areas are rich with various minerals, and before I finally had enough, we had some success with testing out special properties for some of them. Like your city has those crystals. The Iron Spark had or has something similar, but not exactly the same. And yeah, out of character, it's like, it's not. I'm not calling it uranium, but it's uranium.
Okay. So it's the source of power they found.
Yes, that's. I imagine they had to dig out more of it, but with our concept, we were thinking about creating a very potent, clean source of energy loss. With how they made it, it's. To be honest, I am kind of surprised this blasted thing didn't explode 3 times along the way.
Well, I'm not gonna continue that sentence. Sasa just goes, "Oh, it," and then just like cuts herself before saying anything else.
So, more or less, I think they must have, at least some of them, must have kept going with the idea and finished it long after our clan has left. I mean, this tank of theirs, that wasn't a thing back when our clan was present.
Okay. I will say, well, I think that answers a lot then. Thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
Longbeard. Some of us are still able to figure things out. Yeah, the power of the sparks, Longbeard. The power of the sparks.
Okay, shush. I'm gonna tell my master. Okay, you can go if you want. Thank you for translating their craziness.
He sighs and says, "You are your own woman and researcher, lass, and I'm sure I still believe that your parents are proud of you, wherever they are. But I'm not sure what you are hoping to get from them or from my former home.
That is something that I can tell you in private.
Despite the name of this city, in your shoes, I wouldn't hope too much." And without further word, he, with very like rapid pace, he's not running, but he's like power walking. He's basically
walking,
power
yeah.
walking out without looking back.
All right. Well, with that, I will look at whoever else of the party may be here, and I'm gonna ask. So, what do we think? Do we think the Yellow King has to do with the craziness, or? Well, very probably, but you know.
I mean, the Yellow King could certainly be a factor. And, but it is important to remember that the reality of our lives and situations. If you're not, heart of will, it's just going to be a calamity all around.
Yeah, but it sounded like the entire city was suffering through it. It's either that or I don't know, there's something in the air or some stuff like that, but I feel like the most appropriate answer right now is just that. So, answer me this: the three dwarfs of apocalypse. Do you know how you keep the darkness at bay in your house, like in your city?
Lava! Lots and lots of lava.
And that keeps all the monsters away?
Yeah, the evil shit is melting just like everything else is. Like big waves of nasties are coming by. The levels go whoop, whoop, and then the glorious fire is purging whatever is coming our way. And if
Look at Pastor.
and if lava is not enough, we have plenty of bits and bobs and props and gadgets and trinkets that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but even if it doesn't, it usually goes boom, and that boom deals with enemies.
It's just like, I probably give my teacher a lot of PTSD then. Just like thinking to herself. I'm gonna say, okay, I see.
Now that you mention it, the main problem in getting into the city is knowing where the traps are, and everyone has their own paths. That's why we usually, not usually, we always go with the drill tanks.
Mm-hmm. Pastor, is that the place where you got lost? The place with 1,000 traps?
No.
So,
No, like that. Pastor's backstory is like connected to a different city.
Mm-hmm. I'll say, okay. Well, I assume you want to come back to your city, right? I will just need to find a way how to get there. I'm really not looking for this, but
I mean, you look like you are pretty well off. If you have any materials to spare, we can start tinkering and fixing our drill.
we'll see about it. But for now, I want to ask this to everyone. I see two ways for us to come back to Spark. I'm just gonna call it that, Spark. Just like this is the city of hope because we don't say the whole name. Then that's Spark. Anyways, I see two plans. Either we walk there, which is stupid, or we manage to fix the drill and we make our way there through the drill, which is stupider. However, those are the only two ideas I have right now. If we are to go there. If not, well, we still need to find a way to help them come back, but
Yeah.
One small problem, you are damn sure that, if you wanted to put in your entire party, plus, you know, enough rations to survive the trip, because that's still gonna be quite a few days. Yeah, you are not putting in everything. I think I remember saying that the dwarves had enough space for like 3 people and like compartments for supplies, and you imagine that when they're like fully packed, it's pretty tight. So there's no way you are filling in 6.
Like all of us, yes. Like
Six
it's
people.
kind of
Especially-
like the
Especially with fucking Ibram being large.
oh yeah. Like it was more the idea of fixing the drill. It's not necessarily that's the plan, because Rafa can always try to replicate them, you know.
Hmm.
So it's just all things require a lot of work, but it's more like I'm asking everyone, what do you want to do? What do all of you think should be our next step?
Well, I mean, I don't want to split the party, but we could send the dwarves back with the repaired machine and like whatever that like fey plant growth gate thing that we found at the ruined castle. If we could figure that out, we could send them over there with one of those.
You
But
don't
we
even
don't know
need
how to
ruined
connect
gate.
it.
You don't even need a ruined gate. Reminder, because you know that in character, Chivis has seeds that you just
Yep.
take
Ah,
Plant-
okay.
and you
Yeah.
plant them at location, and they grow to become fast travel points.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
how we got the one
I
on
thought those were
the
two different
castle.
things. That's on me. Okay, so yeah, we could just send them back with one of those, and then we can just go when it's done.
I was gonna say, I
Yeah.
think that was from the staff when we traded it to her for your other healer staff. But
Okay.
I could be wrong on that.
I don't know. I don't fully remember, honestly.
Yeah, the ruined
Uh,
Fey gate was a thing at the Fallen Bastion, but that's a separate thing.
Okay.
Reminder, handouts.
Because yeah, we could just send them over there. They could plant it, and then we can all go.
Yeah, we still need to figure out the thing with the drill. Regardless of
Yeah.
that brings me
But-
to
Yeah, I mean, we should repair their drill and just send them back on their
And
way. I
send
mean,
them
they got
with
all
the- with
they
the
got
speed,
this
yeah.
far with the drill, so.
well, we did have to
Wasn't it?
save them, but we'll see
But
how
they
it
made it
goes.
this far. Like they basically made it to our borders, so
Yeah,
they
I
only only
mean-
stopped because it was falling apart, literally.
They're still like quite a few days away from you, this person.
But I mean,
to
Yeah, but
Sort
a
of
few
like a-
days compared to a couple weeks is pretty good.
sort of interesting. But if you can clear, to refresh my memory, what would be your objectives in the city of Iron Spark? What are you hoping to achieve?
well, Sasa got the sense that this power source on that the drill had, right, was a little similar to the one that the Warforged have,
Okay.
and she wants to learn how to make it. She wants to learn how it works, or possibly
Boss becoming
Learn-
a nuclear engineer.
learn where they got the idea from, because perhaps the Warforged, were also made in that city before it went to shit. Like, even if I ask the dwarves right now, I will ask them, like, have you ever seen a creature like my friend here, pointing at Pastor?
Right. He's like a automato something. Not tomato, you idiot. Clockwork, like, yeah. I mean, Bozo, I don't see any clocks in him. Right. Right. Maybe. I mean. Look, last story. After like a couple inventions, all the machiney kind of things, they blend together, you know.
So there, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I kept rolling those d20s, and they are.
It's just not their
Just
day,
alone.
you know.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, they're dealing with like the after effects of radiation poisoning. The fact that they're not gibbering messes is a miracle.
I will, however, give you an opportunity to make intelligence or history check. History if you have proficiency, and if you don't have anything in that, it's just, you know, just flat intelligence.
I'll try throwing a history. Why not?
Ah,
I see I'm your advisor today on this.
Jesus, looks like it.
Yeah.
Okay. With a result of 20, and the because I think you have the knowledge of Minas and Winona specifically.
Yeah,
About the locations of the cities. Considering that Pastor came from this one. Hold on, is it a shift? Yeah. Sure, it is quite a fair distance away, but it's like the best case scenario. There are two main options that were present. One, that due to the being rich in resources, as they are literally built in the mountains, you know, like basically dwarven Karax of Warhammer Fantasy. Kind of that's the deal.
Yeah.
And due to the richness of resources, they were outsourced as one of the places that were at factories for Warforged. It is possible. The other main alternative is that they simply had their own creations, and while you probably didn't have, I'm gonna say, like the creatures they mentioning, like clockworks, you can guess when you hear clockwork what it means, but yeah, there are like no clockworks in your city, in the City of Hope. So basically, maybe they came up with their own ideas for machines and constructs. And one more thing, considering their current state, or rather the bits and pieces of info that you are getting, it is entirely possible that, assuming those factories exist in the first place still, they have been bastardized / cannibalized or something else. All right. To explain Cap, because right, you didn't see the map after the update. One of the successful checks on the previous session, basically interrogating the dwarves, gave you as players information that yes, this is the domain of the Yellow King. For simplicity's sake, I assume you share most of that information with the class, Winona?
Yeah, I share. I don't have any reason not to hide this stuff, so.
Okay. So yeah. So TLDR, more clues, bits and pieces may be present in the city of Iron Spark for the Warforged, but the full answer most likely will not. Almost certainly will not.
And the thing is, I'm scared of going to the actual Warforged place because, you know, they're gonna burn us alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, the city of
But,
Unforgiving Light will be
Unforgiven?
yeah.
Oh, who would have thought?
I mean, even
okay.
discounting the fact of the light going angry at you making a deal with Beckett, Pastor is on their shit list from the first season by the fact that he is AWOL.
Yep.
Right, yeah,
I
they're very
love the
eager to,
city.
yeah.
You know, something that a sensory robot probably shouldn't be able to do.
Yeah. Encountering the other prototypes will very probably be our downfall, honestly.
I must say, a new voice, but a familiar voice, speaks up, and as you like snap your eyes heads towards it, you see that one of the plants inside your house, Sasan, even like the one of the smaller ones, its top like grew more and started like switching, adjusting, and it makes like a resemblance of Chibi's face from its the top part.
Yeah, like, hi, Chivas!
Yes, and I must say, Miss Winona's idea has great merit that costs me little, even if they die along the way. Well, I can make more seats.
Okay. So I have a question. I'm talking to Chivas. If they plan to sit on their city, could they fast travel to any other seat?
If you will wish them to have access, I can make it so. If not, I must say, as a plant, I have, when it comes to my plants, my babies, I have excellent multitasking.
I will say, so you could stop them from teleporting here, right?
Of course, the my gateways wouldn't be very useful or helpful if a single creature of the night was able to just come by and use it.
Right. Well, that's something that we can think about. With all due respect, looking at the dwarves, but yeah, you're kind of crazy, so it's hard to, Anyways, looks away. I will say. We'll think about it for now. I think we should return, to the bastion, and I'll do some checkup on um, Colossus.
Right, I was wondering what was the other presence of light, such dimming and diminishing present.
So, talking about that, by the way, how do you feel about your connection to the light? I hope it doesn't come out the wrong way. I don't mean it in any bad way, but do you feel like you're angry again?
Thanks to my creator, I believe I haven't felt an ounce of anger since. After all, I am the second tree of light as well. I may be still smaller, but I am coming into my own being, and I'm grateful to my creator that he's cultivating my growth. Even if sometimes it brings him a little bit of pain. Here she's referring to the fact that Pastor got hit with all the lingering injuries when
Oh yeah,
the boom happened.
right. I did have to fix you after that. All right. Well, I will say very well. Thank you. Then looking at Pastor, I will ask. Well, we could go with a plan of, plugging Colossus into Chivas' power source and see how that works. What do you say?
It could be worth it.
You're really quiet, sorry.
It sounds worth it to make an effort.
Alright. Well, can your plans connect like you're doing now all the way to the bastion? Like talking and stuff.
Yes, they do, but well, I think that I will be able to get this Colossus up and about. The procedure itself will have to be done here. After all, this small plant here, just as the other manifestations, other avatars of mine, are just my I'm blanking on the word. My avatars. And to properly connect myself with the Colossus, he would have to be here.
Makes sense. Very well. We'll see what we can do then. I'm just thinking like Sass is like, how the fuck can I tow a giant ass robot into here?
How are we gonna get that out of here?
And obviously, yeah, just to understand, here doesn't mean like at Sasa's home or in the city, because reminder,
Yeah,
the second tree of light is like closer to the like outer wall.
to the church.
It's
Yeah.
like back when it was like the ruined church, and now it's like basically overgrown with that second tree of light, the tree of Chivis, as you call it.
The tree of Chivas. Alright, well,